Hi, everybody. We are back for session 3 of our Gauntlet Comics Summer Crossover Masters of Umdaar Fragments of Future Past game. Everybody is here and ready to go. As I announced previously in the prior videos, this is under the auspices of Gauntlet Hangouts and the Gauntlet online gaming community. That's gauntlet-rpg.com. We are operating under the Gauntlet Community Code of Conduct, and we're operating under the Gauntlet's open table policy, as well as using safety tools for these sessions. First of all, we're using lines and veils, which all of our players, including me, have previously declared for each other on our shared list. And we're also using the X card if anything comes up as kind of a surprise during the game that basically ruins anybody's fun. You can make an X sign. You can say, I need to play the X card here, or I need to X card that, or whatever. And we will immediately stop that particular scene, excise the offending content, and move on with something a little bit different. The only thing I may ask is to make sure that I am clear on exactly what we need to remove from the scene so that I don't retread any particular ground that's problematic or harshes anybody's fun, because we are here to have fun together. All right. Now I will let everyone go around and introduce themselves briefly and let us know which character they're playing, and maybe just a one-sentence description of who their character is. And if they have anything in particular going on that they'd like to share with anybody. First off, I'm the facilitator / GM of the game. I'm Chris Newton. I use he, him pronouns. And I'll sort of go around to each person in a clockwise manner around my Zoom screen here, which will lead me first to Lionel, who is played by Puckett. Puckett, if you could tell us about yourself and about Lionel.
Hi there, I'm Puckett. I use he, him pronouns. I am playing bear with me, this one's ridiculous, a sentient mass of metamaterials currently configured as a rainbow-striped capybara named Lionel. Lionel was at one time a member of a fledgling super team back in New Gauntlet City and has somehow survived the apocalypse and everything that followed to find himself now entangled with a bunch of people from the past and the future and the present, trying to restore the world, I guess, by finding relics. But mostly Lionel just really annoys a barbarian chief named Thrakk and enjoys it.
I was also going to say, like, let's be fair, Lionel's main goal has been to find someone who will actually roll him a cigar.
Which is true. There is, in fact, pretty much nothing Lionel won't do to get a decently rolled cigar. I mean, it doesn't even have to be good tobacco. It could be just like dried leaves from a tree or something. So
yeah, you don't smoke them. You just chew them up, as we've established.
Yeah. It's basically just, Nick Fury chawing on a cigar, mumbling and grumbling.
Okay. And
anyway, moving on.
Well, let's see. Next in my particular rotation here would bring us to GB, played by Steven. Steven, if you could introduce yourself and GB to us.
Hello there. I am Gauntlet bot designation GB. I was a service bot in the secret sanctum of the Gauntleteer until they disappeared from the timeline and everything became horrible. I have found Mr. Lionel, who I have become the faithful man servant to, whether he wants me to or not, and educating him upon the dangers of tobacco use.
Thank you, Stephen. Next in my rotation would be Nabah, played by Joe. Joe, if you could introduce yourself and Nabah to us.
I'm Joe, they, them. I'm playing Nabah, the jungle woman from the venomous paradise of the planet Solara. she's from many different time periods because she's traveling through time of someone at someone else's whim. It's not really, it doesn't really matter for this. She's here now. And yeah, smoking cigars is bad. Don't smoke cigars. They're gross, smell bad. Stupid earthlings.
Okay. And finally in our rotation here comes Norgar, played by Laura. Laura, if you could introduce yourself and Norgar to us.
Yeah, hey y'all, I'm Laura. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Norgar, any pronouns. Norgar is a cybernetic mantoid. So, yeah, I was turned into a cyborg. I was being experimented on by, I believe his name's Dr. Glitch. I think that's what I landed on. And yeah, so I now have these kind of like cyborgish mantis legs, and yeah, I'm not too happy about it. So.
Okay, and when last we left, at the end of our prior session on Masters of Umdaar, Lionel had finally achieved his initial aim, which was to basically annoy Thrakk the Purifier again. And I think basically the entire crew had managed to sneak in through various means into Thrakk's fancy new airship. And just as you all had entered into the sort of main floor area of this little gondola section of the airship, you have the little raised dais where Thrakk has his throne, and also where his new, fancier, scarier looking minions have deposited the shopping cart / wagon thing that Lionel has been placed inside a burlap bag. So when we begin, we see Lionel and Thrakk, a very furious Thrakk, in fact, on that dais. We have, if I understand correctly, Nabaa, Norgar, and GB had just entered the common area from the top of the building where this airship has its little landing facility, and we have a few of those new and improved lackeys that are distributed in this area. In our conflict map here, we have 3 zones designated. The first zone I have is the throne and dais area where Lionel and Thrakk are located. The second area is the main floor where there are two squads of these soldiers, cyber soldiers, as they are labeled on the conflict map on our Roll20 side. And I believe Nabaa, Norgar, and GB are all on the main floor area as well. And there is a third area, which is the pilot navigation compartment, which is adjacent to this main area, but just on the far end of this sort of. It looks basically like it was probably originally like a big dining hall area for people on this airship, but it's been sort of cleared out. There's only like a few benches or tables still left. It's basically a room for Thrakk to preen in front of his new lackeys, and lord it over anybody that he convinces to come into the ship and listen to him spout his particular brand of purification theory nonsense. So as we come in, we are entering in a physical conflict, and in Masters of Umdaar, we're applying the Fate Accelerated rules, which state that in a physical conflict, the characters act in order of their quickness approach, or quick approach. So, who amongst you? I'll tell you what Thrakk's particular quickness is, and Then I'll tell you what his where his soldiers are. Thrakk's quick approach is 2.
Oh. Yeah, I do
And
not believe that I have at all a quickness. I have. Oh no, I do have +1. Never mind.
okay. So the cyber soldiers themselves have a 0 quickness. They are lackey squads. So they have 2 things. They have 2 things that are good at, and everything else they're bad at, or average at. So so they have a 0. Let's see, Norgar, what's your quickness?
+1.
Okay, that puts you ahead of the bad guys there. So right now I think Thrakk. All right, does anyone have a higher than +2 or higher quickness or quick
I do.
approach? Okay. All right, Nabab, what about you?
Dose quick ace.
Is that 2? Sorry,
2, yeah. Dose.
2. Okay.
2.
Okay. Sorry, my headset sort of glitched out on me for a second. Okay. All right.
Got to be the fault of Dr. Glitch.
Oh, almost certainly. I probably should not have left my computer unattended. Okay, so let me move Thrakk up here. Okay, so I think that's kind of got everybody in rough order in our turn order tracking system here. There. Okay, so I have also used that that particular space to track the available fate points for everybody. So the number next to your character in the turn order window there is your current fate point total, which should be 3 for everybody since we're just starting off a new session. Okay, so first off in our conflict mix, Lionel, what do you do? You are currently in a small burlap sack. You do have an advantage on the table, which you can tag, which is your clever Trojan Lionel ruse. What do you think you'd like to do?
I can. How do I go about declaring something and adding it to the fiction?
Well, depends on what you want to declare.
I would like to declare that Thrakk is wearing the bandolier that I'm looking for.
I think we'd established previously that he wears that thing habitually, so I think it's there. I don't have any problem with that. Because I think in the previous description we had established that Thrakk is the kind of person who would not wear something like that if he had it, right?
Thrakk is the kind of person who would add pouches to pouches.
Yes. So that bandolier is hanging across his armor, and it is of that sort of vaguely indestructible material that all good superhero costumes are made of.
Ah, yes, unobtainium. I'm quite familiar with it.
Unobtainium fiber.
So, what is in this throne room that I could break to affect the operation of the airship?
Oh gosh, in this particular zone where you're in, and the adjacent zone, which is the main floor, there's nothing that would immediately affect the operation of the airship, but basically 2 zones away is that navigation compartment. Anything you mess up in there is probably going to have a drastic effect on the airship's ability to navigate. But you can always punch holes in the walls and stuff like that, and that will probably open up the gondola to the air. So depending on how high up this thing has gotten since you all got on it, and what direction it's gone in, which we may or may not establish in the next little bit, you could blowing a hole in the floor or in the wall could have drastic effects on the compartment and the airship's integrity, let's say.
How many exits are there out of this room?
There's the main exit, like the sort of entranceway that all of your friends just came in, and that you were wheeled in by Jack the Wanderer. There is the exit on the other end of this gondola area to the pilot compartment, which you can see in there. It's open. The door is not closed. There's like a squad of these cyber guys, cybernetic soldier types, in there, doing various things. They're like there's a pilot chair and a co-pilot chair, and there's all sorts of little levers and things like that in there. Not a whole lot computerized. This looks like even the tech on this is still mostly mechanical with a little bit of technology sort of pasted over it, kind of thing.
Okay. Is there any obvious way for me to, in some way, shape, or form, trap Thrakk in this room? Is there something I can get him stuck on or tangled up in?
I think we can probably easily say that there are various chairs and benches and things that could trip him up, because he's in a big clunky set of powered armor,
right? That he doesn't know how to use.
Right. He can vaguely use the weapon systems and things like that, the simple stuff. But there's probably a lot of things on there he doesn't understand.
Gotcha.
But and there's probably some random cables and bits of wiring and stuff like that are laying about that you could probably make use of if you wanted to take an action to do something like that.
Okay. I think the first thing I'm going to do, it does sound like create an advantage. I think it'll be, I really just want to make sure Thrakk can get really close so I can headbutt him.
Yeah, well, he was already about to come close so he can try and swat you with that hammer of his, Gargantor.
Yeah.
So like he's coming close. So if you want him to basically get so focused on you that he tries to like get right up in your face, I mean, you could certainly attempt to goad him into that. He's already furious, so you can tag that to create an additional advantage of him getting too close to immediately swing the hammer. Maybe get him to think he's got to scream in your face a little bit before he smashes you with it.
I would love to do that because, I mean, what other chance is he going to get in his life to yell at me? I've been yelling at him this entire time. So
it sounds like you would roll a create an advantage action. What approach do you think you're going with? It sounds like you're trying to outsmart him. So a clever approach could work. Yeah.
All right.
Now, do you want to tag your existing advantage of Thrakk is furious to get an additional +2 on this, or you want to wait and see how you roll?
Well, let's see how this goes.
Okay, and I will roll for Thrakk to see if he can resist this with his
a
careful
4.
approach. Okay, you are probably going to get him because his careful approach is not the best for him. Okay, yeah, you succeeded with style, in fact. So not only did you not need to tag Thrakk as furious, so you still have a free tag awaiting on that, but you also get 2 free invokes on the Thrakk is too close, which I'm about to drop onto the table now. And remember, those are tags that you can free up to any. Those free tags are something you can free up to anybody else you want.
I think I want to really get in his head by telling him how nice his breath smells. I mean, what barbarian leader likes hearing that their breath smells like mint? Not just mint, fresh mint.
Okay, I think.
Wouldn't that be cause to get him to get in my face and start breathing in my face so he could prove how nasty his breath is?
Well, he's definitely getting too close. Honestly, that kind of confuses him a little. So like he's trying to continue to be super angry, But I think the thing about his breath sort of throws him off for a second. But he starts to getting close just so he can basically build himself back up to the angry yelling, and just starts screaming in your face with vaguely incoherent insults, and trying to claim that his breath is obviously very, very masculinely and horribly scented.
I bet you never had a puppy, Thrakk.
Ooh. And he screams, "I did too!" And then he starts to lift the hammer up, and then he realizes he's too close to actually get a good shot in with the hammer. So that advantage has been created. Next in our okay. Well,
go ahead.
Okay, that's it. That's your action. He is now too close and furious still, and you get 2 free invokes on the Thrakk is too close that you can use yourself or pass around once we get back around. Once we come around.
Got it.
All right. And next in our action line here will be Nabah.
Yep. So we came into the main entrance, and you said like off to the side we can see the pilot compartment.
Right. You can see like it from where you guys are. It's a one zone movement. So
yeah.
It's a free.
So I see
free
like
toss.
You both got these groups. I'll take them out, and then we'll fly out of here because we have to crash this thing again. Not here. Don't want to destroy the forest. So I'll do the movement over as I rush and leap, tumble and just leap straight at the group.
See, do you want to make this a full attack, or are you trying to basically create a distraction first?
Yeah, I want to of course, I'm going to, as I've got my sword, obviously, as I'm like, slicing things in like the crates to make sure some of the, their jungle wine starts leaking, and you gotta protect the jungle wine. They're very upset about this, so I want to try to create a distraction. But jungle wine's also very slippery, so that's what I'm trying to create a distraction or an advantage of slippery floor.
Okay, sounds like a standard create an advantage move. Go for it. What approach do you think this is? Are you going flashy to distract them, or clever to trip them up?
I mean, I'll go
forceful
clever.
to knock the barrels over.
I think clever. Clever makes sense. As I'm y'all brought a lot of wine. You really care about this, don't you? Do these cards work?
Which ones?
The decks that you have on the side.
Yes. If you want to draw one of the cards, I can certainly deal you a card. Okay, hold on just a second.
Oh, I can't just hit draw.
No, not on. Well, if it'll let you, I'm not sure exactly how open it is.
One card. Draw. Oh.
Okay, then you click on it at the bottom of your, right above your nameplate, and it should bring up the image of the card.
It is. It just says careful.
Let's see.
I chose poorly.
Oh, wait a second. No, wait. That's the. You drew the Arcana deck card.
Okay. Well, it said accelerated, so.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
The top deck,
there are multiple
right?
decks. Yes.
Deck.
The top deck.
One card. Draw. Ba-bam. It's a +0. Treading water. Grounded.
Okay, let me get rid of this card here. So what was the level?
It's a 0. So my clever is a +3. So.
Okay, so that gives you a 3. Let's see. I'm thinking that for them,
cards aren't worth it, guys. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, their cards are pretty. That's why I got them. But sometimes they're fun to draw just because they got pretty pictures on them. Other times they're a little bit more trouble than they're worth. It happens. Okay, so let me see if what you're doing would impact any of their. Let's see. You're basically trying to distract the whole squad.
Yeah, I'm setting up a thing so I could use, to use later, basically.
I'm thinking they would probably try and roll with their squad tactics.
Yeah.
You're
try
going
and stop me from.
Exactly. So that they are good at squad tactics, because these are actually, unlike his previous lackeys, these are like militarily trained, but still not that good. So they rolled a 1 and you rolled a 3. So the advantage is on the table and you get 1 free tag on it next time. So let me add that advantage to our table.
Slippery floor.
So, there we go.
Wine everywhere.
And in order to make it clear, I will move that
Can we call it
floor
wine
aspect.
everywhere instead?
Okay.
Because
Sure.
then it could be
Sure.
set on fire because it's alcoholic.
Sure. Let me go ahead and change that name.
That's thinking like fate. Make sure things can burn.
There we go. Always. I mean, if you don't have something you can set on fire to get that burning aspect. Okay. Wine everywhere. Okay. All right. So in the pilot navigation department, there is wine everywhere. Okay. And the next is Thrakk. So Lionel, Thrakk is right now is too close, and I'm going to give him a chance to overcome the being too close and furious aspects with his careful to attempt to basically realize that he has made an error in judgment in getting this close to you. So he's going to try and roll an overcome action using his careful approach and to see if he recognizes his problem. He does not recognize his problem, and in fact, he is still just screaming incoherent insults at you, and like honestly insults at himself too about his breath being terrible. So, and that he did too have a puppy, which is it will be almost endearing that you've infuriated him that much by claiming he never had a puppy. Like apparently he really cared about whatever puppy he did have. Presuming he's telling the truth about it, of course. But that's the extent of what he can get done right now because he is furious and just way too close. Norgar, you are in this main floor area. There are 2 squads of these cyber soldier types. What would you like to do?
I think that I'm going to launch myself at them and kind of use one of my things, my hands, to like swipe their feet out from under them.
Okay. Are you attempting to take them out of the equation, basically like incapacitate or otherwise remove them from the fight?
Yeah, they're humanoid, right? Like.
Yeah. They look like they're basically humans that are in some sort of cybernetic style armor.
I'm going for the equivalent of their Achilles tendon.
Okay, so I'm going to say this is an attack because it sounds like you're trying to actually take them out, which is perfectly reasonable. All right, there are 6 total of them. Remember, let me double check. I think they are 3 stress boxes, and each stress box removes 2 of them from the equation, which also makes it harder for them to use their squad tactics. So let's see here. Oh, they have 2 stress boxes, so each swipe will remove 3 of them. So what you'll want to do is pick an approach and roll your and we'll roll an attack action here.
Would forceful be reasonable?
Forceful could work. So could quick, because you're a mantis. You are most of your attacks will probably involve being doing quick athletic things too, or you could just basically be bowling them over. However you think your particular move is going to work. And I will mention as well, you asked about basically bringing in your glitch aspect. So anytime you want to bring that to the forefront and get a fate point for having it show up and cause you trouble, let me know. I don't know if you want to bring it in during the fight or not, but.
Could I bring it in after I see how I rolled, and then like if I roll poorly, have it work that way? All right, so I think I'm going to use my quick aspect and see see how that goes.
Okay, that's a 2 on your end. Let me see how well they can do. We'll see. They're going to defend with their squad tactics, I think, and they do not defend well. So they take 2 stress, which they will have to deal with, and I think that with that 2 stress, they will take. Let's see. I think that 2 stress will basically take out that particular squad, because that's enough to fill up their stress blocks. So 1 squad is basically you knock them head over heels, and they just collapse. Like they were not expecting that quick of an attack, and they were definitely not expecting a cybermantoid to leap at them from the entryway. So I will say one of these particular groups is down. Next, GB. There's one of these groups of cyber soldiers left on the main floor with you and Norgar. There's another squad that Nabah has engaged in the pilot/navigation compartment.
What was the last bit you said?
Oh, there is 1 squad remaining of these soldiers in the main floor with you, and there is another squad in the pilot/navigation compartment where Nabah is.
Yeah.
And Lionel is engaged with Thrakk up on the dais.
Yeah, I guess then that I will I think that probably GB is going to swing in with their energy beams to blast the people that Nabah is fighting.
Okay, so you're going to basically go for the folks in the navigation compartment.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. All right. Let's see. Energy beam is one of your stunts, correct?
Yeah, but it will only its main thing only activates when I succeed with style.
Okay. Well, let's see how things go. The folks in that compartment will be defending with their squad tactics, and we'll see how the rolls go.
Cool. I think this is probably a forceful. I'm not being all that fancy here.
Okay. Well, that's a 5. I'm going to give them a shot at rolling it, but I don't know how they're going to how they're going to beat a 5 on that roll. They do not, and you succeed with style. So what is the stunt that comes into play when you succeed with style on your
So
attack?
I can forgo the boost to move the defender up to 2 zones away. Like at this point, could I just blast them out of the ship since they are in the piloting?
Yeah, there's you know, this is an old school, like, you know, Zeppelin style airship. So when the pilots are seated, those 2 pilot chairs, there's just a big window there.
Yeah, I think they just go sliding along the now slippery floor by these energy blasts, and they just go like plummeting out the window.
Okay, they take 3 stress, which is enough to take that group out, and they basically smash open one of those big windows, and tumble out onto the roof of the building. Okay, now we are on to the remaining squad of cyber soldiers, which is there on the main floor. So I'm going to mark off the cyber soldiers that were in that room with Nabah because they are now gone. We'll just move them out of that zone entirely. Now, the remaining group, I think in zone 2 is going to, I think they're going to basically fire at you, GB, since you have shown yourself to be in possession of a very dangerous weapon system. So they basically are opening fire. What stat are you choosing to defend with to roll against them?
Oh, I think given positioning, careful doesn't really make sense here. I think that I probably feel like it's probably going to be forceful again because I think I probably like, or even flashy. I think I probably like am like blasting out with the energy beams wildly at this point, waving my tube arms around.
Okay. All right. Then roll your flashy to defend. And you succeeded because they rolled terribly on their shooting roll. So you are able. You're flailing around and energy blast basically keeps them from getting any sort of direct hits on you. Their slug throwers basically just bounce off of your seemingly impervious tubing arms as you're flailing them around. Okay, and we are back around to Lionel. What do you want to do? Thrakk is still too close. He is still furious.
I think it's time, and I want to use my stunt. Oh, goodness gracious. Living weapon. And I want to brace myself against this cart and just shove myself out of the bag straight at Thrakk's head.
Okay, that's pretty simple since he's screaming right in your face. So roll your. I'm presuming this is an attack, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And how many of your available aspects are you going to tag? You've got Thrakk is furious and Thrakk is too close. You can tag both of them because you have a free tag on each.
Well, let's tag them all.
So that's a +4 to whatever your approach you're rolling with that.
Forceful, because I get +2 to forcefully attack when I charge headlong at my foe. So that's +6.
Okay, so that's +6 to that. So that's a total of 8 if I'm reading things correctly.
Yep.
All right. So let's see how Thrakk can handle this. See, I think it only makes sense for him to forcefully defend against this because he is wearing powered armor.
Mm-hmm.
And he would attempt to carefully defend, but he is way too knotted up in his feelings right now to be careful about anything, I think. So he doesn't get his power armor bonus for this, but he is going to be defending forcefully. And he is going to spend, he's going to spend 2 of his fate points. 1 to invoke his powered armored future fascist aspect because he's in powered armor, and he's also going to evoke his motivation, which is I will show you why I am superior in all caps with an exclamation point. So that will give him a +4 to his roll. We'll see if that's enough because you rolled a +8. I don't think it's going to be enough. It is not. Oh, wait, hold on.
Isn't it?
No, wait, no, he gets +4 to that. Sorry, I was now
Yeah,
the base
he's got a
amount.
10 total.
Yeah, he manages to not take damage, but realistically, what happens is basically you hit him in the head, he staggers back in surprise and fury,
Doesn't
and you're out of the
Pumpkin
bag.
now have the opportunity to spend fate points?
Oh yeah, if you want to actually spend fate points to invoke something else, you can escalate. He has a total +10 right now. He beat
all
you
right,
by 2
so
points.
I would like to tag my personal aspect. I'm too old for this shit. Because I am however many decades, centuries old at this point. And this is really infuriating.
Okay,
So-
that will give you a +2.
Yeah.
So that will
And
put
then-
you at 10.
Yeah, the question is, you can get the +2, probably the smarter choice, or you could re-roll. You rolled a 0, which is the average, so it's hard to say.
It's a tricky choice.
Yeah.
I'll leave it up to you. You can take the reroll. You'll get
Yeah.
the same bonuses you did on the original roll.
Yeah, it's just if you roll a minimum 1, then you beat them by 1. If the odds not in your favor, though.
because it's fate.
Yeah, because it's all like
So what else can I tag with a fate point?
any of your
Any-
aspects.
Any of your aspects, any of the situational aspects in the area, in the zone that you're in. You've already gotten your free tags on the two things involving Thrakk. However, you have a tag that you could use for the clever Trojan Lionel ruse that you could make use of if you wanted to get that extra 2 on him.
Well, because he certainly wasn't expecting this. So,
No.
you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. And that gets
Okay,
me to what,
so-
+12?
That gets you to +12. You beat him by 2. That means he will have to deal with 2 stress. So let me see how he's going to do that.
And how many stress can Thrakk take?
Well, he has the same amount of, he can take the same amount of stress you can, because he is a master. Like he is a full-fledged like big bad character. But he still has to deal with the same consequences and things like that of using his stress boxes. So he will mark his 2 stress box, and so he staggers away, but he doesn't take the consequence yet. He's just going to mark his 2 stress box.
Okay.
So he staggers back in surprise and fury. And he's got a big, you basically headbutted him in the face, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So he is, you basically, his nose is kind of a bruised mess. He didn't take a consequence because he didn't have a broken nose, but he's got a bloody, bruised mess of a nose right now from the force of the headbutt.
While he's staggering, is there any way for me to snatch the bandolier?
Maybe with your next action.
Okay.
Okay, and next on our list comes Nabaa in the
There's
pilot's compartment.
There's some empty pilot seat. It's time to take off.
Okay.
Let's get out of here so no reinforcements can come in.
All right. So I think that's going to, unless you, I don't think you have any aspects or stunts that reflect flying an airship.
Nope. But I'm pretty smart, so.
Are you licensed to fly an airship, Miss Nabaa?
Licenses went out in the 2070s. So.
I think a standard overcome action would be enough just to figure out the controls on the fly like this.
Yep.
And I think we're dealing with the difficulty of 2, just fair.
All right. Let's
Probably clever is the approach that we'd be using here, I think.
I'm looking around. I know this wheel is what you use to turn and pull and stuff, so let's figure this out with a roll of dice. There's a 2. That's what I need, right? How's it work?
Indeed.
Let me look up. Does tying count, or is that just a boost?
Tying actually counts for this.
Okay.
Because
fair.
basically you are a success will get you started. Like if you'd have gotten a boot, if
succeed
you'd
at a
gotten
minor cost, right?
right, basically, the wine is causing you some trouble. It may be interfering with the controls.
All right. I'll spend a fate point to accomplish my goal.
Okay, you got it.
What
You
am
have
I?
start- you have
Time
started
displaced
this-
jungle protector, the venomous paradise. I've traveled through time. I've dealt with airships like this before.
You've had at least one fight on top of an airship, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
So,
And if you fight on top of something, that's basically the same as piloting it.
The Rocketeer, that was based on me, but they totally got a lot of things wrong.
a lot of things.
Gender politics in the 20s and 40s. You know what it is.
It was a deplorable mess. So you basically grab a couple of levers, and it takes you just like two jerks on the levers to figure out which one does what, and you hear the engines start up, and this thing starts to lift.
Now we're flying.
Yep, you are now away from the airship dock, and your previously blocked building entrance and time bomb diesel tanks, I think, probably take effect at this point. You hear some explosions from down back at ground level, and you hear some yells from the little camp area, as they suddenly realize that the airship is taking off up ahead of schedule, and their diesel tanks just blew up. Okay.
As I call back to this, all right, I'm pretty sure I got this. Go help Lionel.
Okay, and next on the list is Thrakk. So Thrakk is bloodied, annoyed, and furious. I think the too close aspect is probably used up at this point, because I think he's had to stagger away from you. So I think that one's probably off the table. So I'm going to remove that. He's still furious, and he's still caught, sort of taken aback by the Trojan Lionel ruse. So that one's still available, I think. He is going to basically bring that hammer to bear and take a just ridiculously furious overhanded swing at Lionel. So Lionel, you can decide what you're going to use to defend. I'll roll up, and he'll decide how badly he wants to smash you this round. Spoiler alert, it's a lot. He really wants to smash you this round.
All righty.
So let me see how good his roll is and how much he has to work for it. Okay, he is going to apply his Bludgeon of Purity stunt if he hits with this. So that will deal plus an additional 2 stress if he connects. And he is going to. I'm going to spend 1 fate point to let him invoke his "I will show you why I am superior" aspect again. So that leaves me in my pool with 1 remaining fate point. So we will add +2 to the roll with this. So that's a total of 6.
All right. Considering that he has a smashed face and he's still angry, can I cleverly avoid the shot?
I think so. He's got a bloody nose. He's swinging furiously and angrily, so you can certainly invoke either one of those 2 aspects if you need to give yourself a bonus, and cleverly avoiding it, I think, works.
All right. There's 4.
Okay, and are you tagging one of those other aspects to give you extra bonus to try and tie him, or do you want to take the 2 stress? And it will
Ooh.
be it will be a total of 4 stress, because if he succeeds, that hammer is nasty.
Yeah, let's go ahead and tag Thrakk as furious.
Okay, so his anger just basically causes him to swing a little bit too wildly and allow you to dodge just out of the way in time.
Now I need to
He's
mark a fate point off for that, correct?
correct. Can you access the turn order fate points over there, or are you just tracking it on your sheet?
I'm just tracking it on my sheet.
Okay, that works just fine too. All right. So basically, this you dodge out of the way, and basically his hammer smashes down, and it smashes a particularly gruesome-looking hole in that dais. All right, and next would be Norgar. There's one remaining squad. They're in the main floor area with you and GB. They have fired on GB, but it seemed to have very little effect on your robot companion. What do you do?
Yeah, so I mean, I think that since I kind of have this it might be a one-sided connection with it, GB. I feel like we're both like kind of cyber E, and I feel like I need to protect my friend. So I think that Norgar is probably going to kind of maybe go into a rage and just kind of like full on attack this squad.
Do you think you're going for a forceful approach this time with the attack, or are you still trying to make use of your mantid quickness?
No, I think that I am using my forceful, and I think that I would like to tag my glitch, and I think that I won't be able to stop here. I think that I'm going to continue on this like rampage.
Okay, so so basically we'll resolve the attack, and after that, I think basically we'll do some narration as to what happens with the glitch. Okay, so let's see. They're going to defend with their squad tactics. You roll and tell me what you get.
That's a 3.
Okay. And let's see. They will attempt to defend as they have previously. It has not gone well for them in the past. Let's see if that changes for them. Oh, this time they do tie you. Do you want to tag one of your aspects to attempt to try and get one up on them? Right now, what will happen is you'll throw them off balance, and you'll receive a boost, basically, that they've been thrown off balance, and you'll have a free tag on that aspect, or whoever you grant that free tag to will have a tag on it.
What trying to look for the aspects that I would tag. Do I just make those up?
Well, no, you could have any one of the aspects that are on your sheet currently. You can tag. Basically, the
glitchy cybernetics.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, that would cost 1 fate point. So just mark off 1 fate point off your current fate point total. And that'll give you a +2. That will deal 2 stress to them. And 2 stress to a goon squad is enough to take them out. Okay, so they are down. So that's the last of the cyber soldier goon squads in here. And because you are having that glitch, I think GB, I think you're the only one in a position to kind of observe this situation, given what's going on. But based on what Laura's just described, is Norgar basically effectively berserking on these guys, like she's just tearing, or they're just tearing into them?
Master Norgar, you should calm yourself.
I think that there's probably like this garbled like kind of choking sound, but no real response, no real change. I think that they're just kind of lashing out.
Your response is not recognized in my dictionary, Master Norgar.
Okay. We're back around to the top of our list, and Lionel, you've got a furious Thrakk still swinging that hammer around. What do you want to do?
He's annoying. He's very annoying.
Wait, I don't think I actually took an action though.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. What do you want to actually? What action do you want?
Because I am
I'm
trying
sorry.
to reach through to Norgar and help calm them.
Okay. I think we could resolve that. I would think as a either an attempt to create an advantage to basically calm Norgar, like create an advantage like calming influence or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could do it as a simple overcome action with Norgar opposing you with, I guess, probably their forceful
Yeah, I was
approach.
thinking probably the latter in this case.
Okay, so GB, roll, which stat do you think you're trying to use? Would it be?
I think maybe careful.
Seems reasonable. Okay, that's a 4, Norgar. Okay, if you're just letting it resolve with the approach rolls, Norgar, GB succeeded by 2. That would normally help you calm down if that's the direction you want to go in.
Yeah, no,
What,
that sounds good.
okay, so you want to kind of describe sort of how Norgar, after GB's like call and appeal, how does Norgar bring them? How do they bring themselves back from this?
Yeah, so I think that we slowly start to see like my mantis hand sword things like begin to slow their their slashing. And the garbled like noises that were coming out of Norgar's throat slowly begin to like become actual like words. Like I think that they're calling it G beat. I don't know what's, and then like we're slowly like returning back to the land of the living. And I think that it's just going to progressively get more normal.
Is there like a weird sort of machiney echo to Norgar's voice as they're trying to regain control, kind of thing? Like their cybernetics were maybe taken over or something?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. All right. Okay, so that part is resolved, and we move back to Lionel. See, Lionel, were you going for an attack action this round? What do you think?
I want the Bandolier. I mean, the point of this is not to kill Thrakk or end Thrakk, although maybe it should be. The point of this is to get that relic and take Thrakk's, well, blimp out of commission. So I think the thing to do at the moment is to cleverly create an advantage. Bear with me a moment because...
you want to grab the Bandolier, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that seems reasonable.
And I think, I mean, I want to use I've already fought this fight a million times in my head.
Okay.
Because I've now seen his tactics. I know basically what he's going to do. He's just going to rush around and swing this hammer. So does that make sense?
I think so.
All right. So let's see, that's +3 from clever, +2 from the move. And that's a 5. And then +2 from the move is 7.
Okay. So I think when you leap in to basically kind of nip this thing off of him, I think he's going to try and grab it and just hold on to it through raw force. Like he like one of those little power gauntlets that's part of this armor suit. He just grabs and tries to hold it. So he's going to oppose you with forceful. There we go. Okay, I think you still got him because you got a total of 7, correct? Okay. Yep. You create the advantage and basically get the you now have the bandolier.
So I have a question. Is it creating the advantage to like set up a thing to make it easier to grab the bandolier, or is it grabbing the bandolier? Because like grabbing it sounds like an overcome.
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably would be better to resolve it as an overcome action. I think you're right. But either way, I mean, that's how it would run. Is it's effectively an overcome. I think Joe's called it there. And but either way, you won the roll to get to obtain the item, and you've got it. I'm guessing clamped in your jaws right now.
I don't have paw, or I don't have little paws, so yeah.
Okay.
Just having a normal one, rainbow striped capybara running around with the bandolier of a superhero in its mouth.
Okay, and Thrakk is still furious now for more than one reason. And Nabah, you've got control of this airship. You have pulled away from the airship dock.
Yep.
Let's see. Where do you think you're going to try and take this airship?
No clue.
Just away from here.
Yep. Away from the forest. I know we said somewhere over water, but not a specific body of water.
I think we said to pilot it into an acid lake. I'm pretty certain that's what we decided on.
Well, yeah, but now that we have it, do we want to do that?
That's something to consider. Is there, from where you are right now, Nabah, is there any particular action that you think you want to take with regards to the current conflict? Like you've got control of the airship. There's nobody else on the airship to stop you guys now.
I'm gonna call back. Everyone hold on to something. Says I want to try to create an advantage because dude's in power armor, gotta weigh a lot, so gravity can't be good for him. So like I want to like tilt it down so he does like one of the whole sliding, but it's like doing the upwards tilt.
Gotcha.
I don't know how well this will work in an airship, but
well, a sharp turn in any direction is probably going to mess this guy up. So
yeah,
give it a shot. We'll create an advantage, and he'll try and resist it with his forceful. I think basically he's at the point where he's just basically trying to raw brute force everything. Right, he'll grab onto something. He'll stomp his feet into the floor. Whatever he's got to do.
Yeah, I guess this is clever. Trying to use gravity against him, and
that seems like an idea to me.
All right, there's a 3.
Okay, let's see how he does with his forceful.
Oh, that power armor's got like grav boots or something.
Well, it's
magnet boots.
He's a lot. There's a lot of metal in the construction here. Now, if you wanted to tag one of your aspects that might help, you could.
I don't think
maybe,
so. But let's see. What was it?
That wine could have. You could attempt to tag that. Tag the spilled wine. Maybe it's leaking back down there as you make those sharp turns.
Sure. I mean, otherwise it's just gonna go away. So it's like mucking up the magnet boots. So it'll take me up to a 5.
Yep, and that will beat him by 1, which means you create the advantage. And I'm going to put Thrakk is off balance. I think would be the additional advantage here. Or actually, I'll put tilted Zeppelin.
Yeah, it's
I assume Thrakk is off balance is probably what Thrakk screams as this happens.
Okay, so the aspect, the advantage I plugged on there is tilted airship. So there's one free tag available for that for whoever wants to make use of it.
And I guess like I'm calling back, like, doesn't he have something we want or need? Like, because we're searching for artifacts, right? Is that what the Bandolier was? I don't know. Okay. I'm just trying to talk in character amongst us, so.
And you
I've got the artifact.
you hear some you hear some mumbling from the back from Lionel, angry mumbling, which is normal.
As I said before, Master Lionel, I will not roll a cigar for you.
And you folks that are back there in the that main compartment area can see that Lionel has that bandolier in his mouth as he's dodging these hammer swings. All right, and Thrakk is I think Thrakk is up now, and he is basically sliding around a bit with this wine that has leaked into this back compartment too. And is screaming furiously as he is trying to swing his hammer at Lionel. He's basically ignoring pretty much everybody else but Lionel. Like he is just laser furious focused on smashing that little rainbow capybara that stole his bandolier. So he's going to take another swing at you, Lionel. And again, he is going for forceful. And that's a 4.
Thrakk. You always do this.
This is all coming out to him.
I'd like to cleverly dodge. I just like to cleverly dodge again because he's just swinging blindly at this point. And plus, this thing's at an angle. And there's slippery stuff on the floor. So, and I tie.
Okay, so what was your total defense wise?
I rolled was clever, and my roll was 4.
Yeah, but
okay.
There's advantages you can tag, like the tilted airship.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. You tag stuff after you roll. It's always better.
Okay.
Do you want to Nabad, do you want to pass along that free tag?
And like that's why I set her up for anyone can tag it. First one's free. After that, you have to pay.
All right.
If you need it.
I'll go ahead and tag it.
Okay, that means you succeed. Not enough with style, so you don't get an additional boost against him. But he misses the wild hammer swing again. Poor Thrakk. And Norgar, you have managed to regain control of yourself. The airship is now tilting. Luckily, you're a mantoid, so like, I don't think that really causes you all that much trouble. What do you want to do?
I think I want to make my way to Zone 1, the throne room, so that I can assist in that fight.
Okay, you can do that for free. What action do you want to take once you get up there? Do you want to try and attack Thrakk? Do you want to create an advantage to help out Lionel even more? Or is there some other thing you want to try and do?
Yeah, I think that I'm probably going to try to sneak up behind Thrakk and try to put him in a headlock.
His head is currently uncovered. He never put his helmet on. So I think you can definitely get him in a headlock. Now he's still got that big powered armor suit on. So basically, you're going to try and climb on his back and just kind of do like a pro wrestling sleeper hold or something on him.
All 6 of my legs will be.
I couldn't quite hear that. I'm sorry. My internet connection's a little wonky.
Yeah, no, I was.
I can't hear you at all.
I lost it again. Sorry.
I think your audio got muted or something.
Is maybe your headset microphone's muted?
Was this better?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, no, my Wi-Fi is going in and out. And just kind of like pinching menacingly in his ear.
Okay, so basically you're basically doing stuff to distract him. That sounds like creating an advantage to me.
Sure.
Do you think this is with your quickness again, or are you using some other type of approach? Is this quick or clever or sneaky? Sounds like it could be sneaky.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, roll your sneaky approach. All right, and Thrakk, as we established earlier, is probably trying to brute force his way through everything. And he's just trying to basically just smash you off of him to prevent you from distracting him from Lionel. Okay, and he does manage to resist that. So basically, as you leap onto his back, like he just swings around, and he doesn't do enough to actually create a boost against you or cause you any sort of stress or harm, but it is enough to kind of throw you off his back. All right, and GB, you see what's going on. It looks Norgar leapt onto Thrakk's back, and he just swung that powered armor suit around and managed to fling them off. But they landed on their feet, so they are still in this. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I think that that GB is going to like, so wait, let me see here. Zones. So I can move over to that. Where are we tracking the zones?
On the
one
roll
zone.
20.
Oh, on the map. Okay, sorry. I was having all my screens open, so I missed that. So I can move over to the throne and dais from zone 2? Or am I over in the pilot? Okay.
Yeah, unless you decided to move over to the pilots previously, you're still in the main area, which means you can move to the dais for free.
Plus, it's like more and more slanted, so it's pretty easy to move down.
Yeah, I kind of am just sliding over there at this point. Yeah, I think that that GB is just like you're inferior. Allow me to remove that inferior power armor from you, Mr. Thrakk. And I am just going to try to rip off some of his power armor.
Okay. Do you think you're going for an attack with this, basically to damage the powered armor, or are you trying to create an advantage to where you're basically, creating a basically an opening for somebody else to
I think
actually
I'm
get
trying
in
to
and
create an opening for somebody else.
Okay. All right. Then let's create an advantage action. Which approach do you think you're using? Forceful?
I think this is probably forceful, yeah.
Okay. Now Thrakk is certainly going to resist with forceful because that's really all that's left of him right now. Okay, that is that's a tie. So
Okay.
you do create a boost, actually, because you tied him.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a fate point.
Mm-hmm.
And so, at what point do you succeed with style?
You have to succeed by 3 to succeed with style.
Okay, so I'm just gonna succeed.
You'd have to tag 2. Okay, you want to do a basic success.
Yeah.
So you're spending a fate point, and which of your aspects are you tagging to give you the extra +2?
Yeah, I think that this is outdated and proud. Because clearly this is just one of those fancy new, like, low-grade power armors, not like the proper power armors that they used back in the 20s.
Obviously. obviously. So what we've so basically you managed to create this. What do you think we should call this one?
Stripped. Or
Okay. Well, you haven't completely removed the armor.
yeah.
So, but
Gap.
okay. Gap in the
Chink in the
armor.
armor.
All right. Let's say this is going to be gap in the armor.
And
Okay.
actually, I think I might as well. I'm gonna try to spend up. I'm gonna make this a succeed with style. What does that get you on a?
That gets you 2 free tags that you can. So there will be two. The next 2 people that acted, if you wanted to let them, could use the aspect for free on their roll.
This will be
an
helpful to
+2.
folks, I think, to bring into their stuff. So I'm also
Sure.
going to tag my unwilling master and manservant, because I mean he is going after Mr. Lionel, and I can't have that.
I think that's perfectly understandable, and that will give you a success with style, which will allow 2 free tags of the gap in the armor aspect.
Cool.
So that puts us back around, I think, to Lionel.
So the airship is still tilted, correct? And now Norgar is in here with me. And is GB down the hall, or is GB in the throne room now?
I've come in to try to rip off some of this power armor from him.
Right, and just so we're clear, like it's not necessarily a room, but it's a raised like dais area in this big area. So, but yeah, all of you in that are in that zone now. Norgar, GB, and you and Thrakk are all right there in that same zone.
All right. I'd like to try to cleverly create an advantage by looking at that gap and trying to widen it so that Norgar can do more damage with their next attack.
Okay, so I think we're just basically I think we'd have to basically create an additional advantage to allow them to tag it twice.
Okay.
Because it sounds like you want to give them an additional opening here.
Yes.
So if we'll roll to create another gap in the armor or deeper gash in the armor or something like that.
Okay.
To basically create a bigger opening. So make your roll to create the advantage. And
does I've already fought this fight 1,000,000 times in my head count for this?
It can.
Okay. So let's cleverly roll to create this advantage. That is a 1 + 2, so that's 3.
Okay, and are you going to use the previous gap in the armor to help you? Does that include that?
No, it does not.
Okay.
So
that will be an additional +2. So that will be 5 because there are 2 free tags on that gap in the armor.
Oh.
So that will give you a 5. Let me see if Thrakk's able to resist. Ooh, he will beat you by 1 unless you choose to tag another aspect. He's just getting extremely lucky on these rolls.
Joe, does that make sense?
So in this case, I wouldn't even tag gap in the armor the first time. He's beaten you by so much, it's not worth spending up a tag somebody else could use.
Okay.
Okay.
Because like this is the heart of fate in the mechanics is the negotiation of spending fate points to beat the other.
Okay. Now his defense does give him a boost that he can apply to his next defense, and I think basically, Lionel, what happens is basically you try to run in and just sort of get him to tangle himself up by trying to swing that hammer at an odd angle. And I think what happens is he's able to he's able to kind of box you in a little bit. So his next swing on you, he'll get to apply. He's got a boost to apply to you that he's got you boxed in, and I'll kind of add that in. And that only lasts for like one attack though, so it's not a full advantage. It's just a boost. So I will bring that onto the table. And man, we got a lot of stuff on the table. Okay. Okay, the little hourglass there is representing the boost. Okay. Next, Nabah. Is there any action you want to take in this?
I got an idea. I got an idea since I, narrated the advantages on the table that like works out like elevating. So like I picture us going up and up, steeper and steeper. So can I just turn around in the chair and just like fall basically towards them as we get higher and like more and more closer to a vertical to slam into them like with a huge drop kick from coast to coast?
What I think can happen is you can tag because normally you can only move one zone, and you'd have to cross two zones to get to where they are.
I know, that's why I'm using gravity on my side.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking because you created those previous advantages, that's going to get you there.
Okay.
And I think you still had a free tag on at least one of those you could use.
Not on tilted airship. Yeah.
No, and the wine everywhere. So you could slide on the wine, but you use that one too.
Yeah. I have to pay to tag one of them basically, which I'm fine. Okay, doing.
Okay. And you're in that zone. You can take an attack. You can create an advantage.
So the whole point is I'm coming down like a bullet, like feet first to slam right into his chest as like he's dealing with all these with all these people around him, all these sentients. Now. Let's see. Yeah,
you want to resolve this as an attack or
hold up.
Balance. Oh,
I'm lining up the angles. I'm studying the mathematics. I'm like, all right, the wind doesn't matter, but it's going this way as I look at the thing. So yeah, I'm cleverly trying to cleverly attack using physics on my side and momentum. Does that work for you?
It does.
All right, because I got this. I got that stunt. So when I cleverly attack and succeed, I deal additional stress.
Okay.
So, let's see if I succeed. So right now, base of a -1. That's gonna get re-rolled.
Okay.
Yeah, that means like I rolled a -4. So let's see what he rolls first. But
I mean, he could roll terribly, but he'd have to roll really terribly.
Yeah.
He did not. He rolled flat 0. So
yeah, I'm gonna spend my last fate point to tag. What have I got? To re-roll. No, I already tagged that concept. Let's see. Norgar is like a sibling to me. I saw how he treated them so terribly as they were trying to do a thing, and he just tossed them off. So that will not stand. So I will re-roll for this one. All right, there we go.
You got him. You create a boost.
Yep, but you said there's 2 free tags on gap in the armor, so I will tag.
Yep, you want to use. You got it. You've created a new advantage now. Let's see. What do you want? What do we want to call this one?
Oh, this was not an advantage. This was an attack.
Oh! You went for full attack. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you are you do.
It'd be 2 stress, but because I succeeded, it's 3 stress.
Okay, so you've got a total of 3 stress to be dealt with on him. Let me see how he's going to deal with that.
It's probably just going to fill the number 3 stress box. Right?
Yeah, I think that's probably his safest option at this point. So yeah, that's what he's going to do. After this, it gets tricky for him. He's going to have to start taking some consequences. Basically, I think what happens there is you're putting some dents in that armor just from the sheer impact, like because you had gravity on your side. You've got those jungle-honed muscles, like there.
But now the fun part is no one's flying the Zeppelin as we're elevating.
Don't think I haven't saved that fate point for just this occasion.
Yeah.
Okay, so Next is Thrakk. Okay. Basically, Naba, you slam into him, and he staggers, snarling, and I think but he's still, even after that double kick in his back, he is still so furious at Lionel that he is going to take that swing at Lionel and use that last boot and use that little boost of Lionel being boxed in. So, well, let's see what he is going to. Let's see if he can actually hit you with this. That's a 3.
All righty, and he's got a boost on that, you said?
Yes, so he's got an additional +2, so that would be a 5 total, and that's the end of that boost.
All right. I'm going to try to cleverly dodge again.
What's it look like for us?
I'm just at this point I'm watching him and trying to see when he's going to try to swing that hammer. Gargantor. I can't believe he actually named a hammer Gargantor.
It's a really big hammer.
I mean, look, it's a good name. You can't fault them that.
Look, basically this guy just does everything cranked up to 11 of the most ridiculous comic book supervillain. So I shouldn't be surprised. But, I'm just watching where he's trying to hit the hammer and trying to dodge. And this time I did not dodge quite as well as I should have. Unless there are any boosts or things that I can tag on the table.
The gap in the armor is available. I think there's a free tag left on that. But I don't know if it would really make sense for you to be able to tag it in here unless you can really. So you can certainly tag one of your own aspects if you think it works.
I'm also out of fate points, so.
Oh, well, so he hits, you have 3 stress to deal with, and he will get another boost. And I think he's basically knocked you off balance, I think would make sense for a big, heavy hammer smash. And you can decide whether to check your 3 stress box or whether you want to take a consequence to deal with.
I'll just mark the 3 stress box.
Okay. All right. And I think that brings us down to Norgar. You have a gap in his armor that that has a free tag on that you can use to attack. I think that's what Lionel and GB were setting you up for.
Yeah, no, I think that Norgar kind of recovers themselves a little bit and is going to kind of scale the now, I guess, vertical floor towards Thrakk, and is kind of like eyeing that little space, and is going to try to jab one of their cybernetic legs into that gap.
Okay. And you think you're going at this forcefully? Is this another kind of sneak attack since he's so distracted with Lionel and the Ba now and GB? Or is this going to be a careful strike? What do you think you're going for?
I think that Norgar is probably being careful. I think that they want to make sure that they don't lose control again.
Okay.
They're trying to avoid the various swingings of Thrakk.
Yeah, and all the other people that are now on this little raised dais area too. Okay, seems reasonable to me. Roll your careful approach, and we'll add +2 to your result because you get the free tag, and that'll be a total of 4. It looks like. So let me see how well Thrakk is able to defend. Good
How's
God.
he trying to withstand? Well, forcefully,
yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, basically, he's still trying to make use of the powered armor. Now, here's the thing. It looks like your roll was a little bit below average. Norgar, you could decide to re-roll instead of taking the +2, and that may give you more of an advantage here, but I don't know if it would, unless you rolled really, really well, it doesn't look like you'd be able to hit his ridiculously high roll.
Yeah. We'll take that reroll.
Okay, just re-roll your careful stat, and let's see how it turns out. That's better. If you have fate points and wanted to tag something else and wanted to tag some other things, you could bring. There are lots of other advantages on the table here that you could bring to bear to help you. Thrakk is still furious. He's still distracted by Lionel. So either one of those you could take. You could tag with a fate point and get a +2 off of, or you could tag both of them.
And GB could also sacrifice his action to give you a +1. Because you can assist others. You just sacrifice your action.
Yeah.
Like, and many people can do that if they haven't gone yet. So, like, mathematically, because you have 3 fate points, I believe, still.
I have 2 now.
Oh, okay. And you could
Well,
get
actually, wait. You get a fate point back because of the glitch. You had to deal with that glitch. So that was a complication. So you do have 3 fate points available.
I'm happy to use. I'm happy to use 2 of my fate points.
Okay, that'll give you a +4. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could take
4 stress.
And that will be, he rolled a 6. That will give you a total of 8 if I'm reading your final result correctly, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so he would take 2 stress, and he's already marked his 2 stress box.
Wouldn't it be a total of, because she rolled a 4, +2 from the free tag on the gap in the armor was tied it to a 6.
Well, I thought she was using the free tag from the gap in the armor to get the reroll.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Sorry.
And she spent 2 fate points to tag 2 other aspects, which gives her a total of +4, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's math.
So I was just making sure because we got so many advantages on the table.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my best to keep track, and I'm hoping I don't miss any.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. So he has to deal with 2 stress. He's already marked his 2 stress box, so he doesn't have that available. He's got to take a consequence. Norgar, do you have any stunt that would force him to take a worse consequence than he normally would?
I don't know about that. Would it specifically say that?
Yeah, it would mention force them to take a more severe consequence. It's a rare stunt. Like
and you could make it up on the spot if you knew how. I don't they're hard sometimes to make.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to make them up on the spot, and I've played Fate for a long time, and I still miss some of this stuff. Okay, so we've got. He's going to take a mild consequence that is going to be damaged armor. And Norgar, there is a free tag on the table for damaged armor that you have created that you can pass along to anybody else that you want to. So, all right. And GB, you are next. There is a damaged armor aspect that is now part of our fight. In addition to everything that's on the table here regarding Thrakk's furiousness and Thrakk's distraction by Lionel, there is also that hole in the armor is now effectively damaged armor. It is a permanent part of things now. So the gap in the armor advantage is off. It's now a full damaged armor consequence.
So yeah, I guess that I will. I think GB into it and is going to forcefully attack this guy.
Are you going for the energy blast again, or are you kind of basically trying to smash him with your arm claw things?
Well, I'm just saying fictionally that's what it is. The energy beams only really activate on succeeding with style, so I'm just kind of bringing it in as the fiction that's what's happening.
Okay, well, I mean, the energy beams, like you always have the energy beams. You get the extra super cool boost effect of throwing them out,
Oh,
throwing
yeah.
them 2 zones away
But yeah,
if you
fictionally,
succeed
as I said,
style.
I'm kind of like blasting with my energy beams. Yeah.
Okay. And Roland, he's going to defend forcefully with the armor, and you get a free tag if you want to use it or need to use it. Let's see how well he rolls first. Let's see. So many windows.
Oh, I'm so dumb. Why didn't we think of this?
Thrakk is like the Thrakk is like the luckiest villain I think I've ever had.
All right, I'm gonna just say in character, like, wait, why are we trying to punch him when he's in power armor? Let's just like insult him. We got to do mental attacks.
Well, and his, like I said, his helmet's off. So there is the hole in his armor now. It's basically a big smashed hole that Norgar left. There is his bloody his bloody nose, and the furiousness and all of that's still out there.
Yeah. Well, basically, what I'm saying in character, I'm like, to play off mechanics, let's attack him in ways where he can't forcefully defend.
Yeah, there's not really anything I could do besides bringing that up to a tie, so.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I understand that, and basically the I think he's got a boost out there from that success, but I don't think it is going to really give him much more of an advantage. Than I'll say basically he's kind of regained his footing, and I'll say I'll just add on that another boost about him getting solid footing again with his Magna shoes. That he might be able to use to defend at some point. So next would be Lionel again.
At this point, Thrakk has annoyed me. Now I'm just going to charge him.
Okay.
I'm not even going to be subtle about it. At this point,
and I'm just looking at you like, why? Why do I bother?
It's hey. So are you doing the Rainbow Rampage?
Yeah. I'm using my living weapon stunt.
Okay.
So that is +2 with forceful, and then +2 more after the roll. So that's +2.
Okay, so let's see how he rolls. I think with the headlong charge, that he can still forcefully defend against that. Okay, he manages to roll a 4, so again he keeps his footing.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to use up any of the existing bonuses on the table for that.
Okay.
I think all the free stuff has been tagged anyway.
Yeah, I think the free stuff is been used up now. But there's the advantages
There
that
is
are still on the
there is still the free tag on his condition.
Oh, yeah, his condition.
Yeah. He's got the minor consequence that can still be tagged once.
I will save that for somebody who's got a better roll.
Yeah.
Okay, and next will be Naba.
Wow, Thrakk, this is very impressive that you've come so far. You've lost an airship. You're about to lose another. You're losing your power armor, and still you can't even handle a capybara. How does that make you feel?
Sounds like you're engaging in a social / mental attack.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut him down with my words.
Okay.
What approach?
What approach do you
that
think?
was?
It could be clever. It could
I'm
be
always
sneaky.
look. If you offer clever, I'm always gonna roll clever.
Then go for. I mean, it seems like basically it's an outsmart kind of thing. You're
Yeah.
basically You're basically talking him, talking him out of himself here, talking him out of his pattern. So,
All right, so
roll clever,
this
and
is all I got. So let's see.
I think
I got a
he's-
4.
I think-
so.
okay. Well, I think for him to resist this kind of stuff, I think he's really got to he's got to roll careful. Like he's got to realize it's a sucker play, right?
Mhm.
And careful is his worst approach.
What the?
Jesus, fuck.
Well, I got a boost.
That's his worst. That's his worst approach. Okay, yeah, you get a boost
well,
unless
actually,
you've got something
let me
to tag.
think. Well, he's got that free consequence, and if I succeed, I also do bonus stress. So because I've trained since a child. I did
that
cleverly
damaged
attack.
armor. Yeah, the damaged armor is something you could mock.
Yeah,
I mean, that could be part of your mockery if
mean,
you wanted to.
And like, really, that's your armor? Like, I wear animal skins that are more protective than that.
And I think that cuts him deep. So how much total stress does he have to deal with?
3.
3 total. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So
you see him like sort of step back as he reaches up and like feels that big chunk that's now missing from his armor plating, and like I would say that he would almost look sympathetic, but like he's sort of taking math. He's going to have to take a consequence here, and I think we're going to need to take a quick break here because I think I've kept us going for over an hour and a half now since we've been started. So I'm going to tell you, he is going to have to take he's going to have to take a moderate consequence to get rid of to deal with that stress. So I think he is going to take I think the consequence he's going to take is loss of confidence.
And there's another free thing for people. Exactly.
All right. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to take a quick break here. If folks are okay with taking like is a 5-minute break okay for everybody? Just so we can jump right back into the action. Norgar, is that good?
Works for me.
Lionel, good. GB, good for you? Okay. 5 minutes. See y'all back at 10 o'clock. Okay. When last we left before our break, you have caused poor Thrakk to take a moderate consequence of loss of confidence in addition to his damaged armor. So he's feeling really bad. His armor's messed up. Thrakk is having probably the worst time he's had on an airship since the last time Lionel crashed his airship. So, let's see, since that was Nabai, I think Thrakk is going to go next. And Thrakk he just is fuming. He doesn't really know how to respond because Thrakk is not a wordsmith. He is not a master of banter.
Matter, Thrakk. Cat, cut your tongue. I mean, I'm wearing leopard print, so it's close enough.
And he's just he's fuming even more, but he's fuming in that sort of like impotent fury sort of way. Like he sees you all there, like he knows he's kind of he's basically rocked on his heels at this point. He's lost the advantage he thought he had because you guys have taken out his new soldier guys. You guys have basically taken off in his airship. He's still in it, but he's the only one of his people that's still left in it that's in a space to oppose you. And now all of you are focused on him.
Thrakk, how have you managed to get worse at this?
And
Now you insult him.
And then and Thrakk is like, this is all your fault. Oh wait, what? How are you talking? What did you do with the? What did you do with the?
It's more like,
Okay.
how have you gotten worse at this?
Okay.
Pretty sure it's your fault.
He points to you and Lionel. He screams, "This is all your fault!" And this is kind of where we came in on our first thing. And at this point, I'm going to spend my GM fate point to as a compel on all of you as you see this. You hear this horrible, like grindy shrieking noise that it kind of sounds like a the closest thing I can figure to make you understand what it sounds like. It's kind of like a Godzilla roar heard through a wind tunnel. That's sort of like it sounds organic, but also kind of otherworldly. And you hear it from the broken window at the front that GB blasted those guys out of. And if you look up towards the front, towards the pilot compartment and out that window in the direction that the airship is proceeding now, you see this glowing purplish nimbus, or this glowing nimbus of energy. And one of you recognizes that kind of glowing nimbus of energy. Nabah, what does this look like? This is a sorcerer's power you recognize.
Yep.
What does it look like? This is Miliv. This is the power of Miliv. You've seen it before. What does this look like when we see the comic book art for this portal that she has opened in front of this airship?
Oh, okay. It's like a swirling, like it's basically like giant, like purpley lips of like a mouth that's opened up, and then like there's like crazy teeth that look like stars of starlight inside.
Ooh, okay.
It's like vampire fangs.
So you see this sort of with almost like feral teeth surrounding this opening portal of Nimbus, yawning like a great mouth to swallow the airship.
Well, that's not good.
And you see,
I don't think we're keeping the airship, guys.
And Thrakk is going to surrender. Like he's given up. Like he's not gonna. He knows his time is numbered, and he basically drops the he basically just leaps out of the airship, like out of the side of the airship. Basically, he just starts running and smashes a hole. Like you guys can try to stop him if you want, like, but you will have to. He's going to forcefully smash his way out, and he's going to use his forceful approach to just get the hell out of here. Like he is, number one, he knows he can't beat you guys. You have him, and he knows it. And number two, whatever the hell that is, he wants no part of.
So
we've got some options.
Yeah, do you want to try and stop him?
Bandolier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't not sure what it does. You got the Bandolier, which is what you said you had originally wanted from him. So we got that.
So we could rush up
the airship.
We could rush up to the pilot's chair, everyone, and just try to fly fast and hope we don't get chomped up, or try to maneuver out of the way, or jump out that hole that he just made. What do y'all think? We have not a lot of time left. GB, what do you think? Because we know she has one of the other things we need.
I believe in Mr. Lionel's and Miss Nabah's and Master Norgar's overwhelming capacity for success. But I believe that should we need to, jumping from the from the ship should be calculating possibly survivable.
I like those odds. Norgar, you're with me. You can. The other two probably can't co-pilot that well. Not room. Sorry, GB, just the chair. Yeah. We're going. You don't have. Do you want somebody to hold that for you?
I'm going to
Want me to
step.
hold that for you, Mr. Lionel?
I'm going to step a paw through it and like just put the bandolier on. And do I notice anything? Like, do I start levitating? Do I gain any Gauntleteer powers?
Well, with this particular item, this is not the Gauntlet, so this doesn't grant you the Gauntleteer powers. But once you actually put it on, it takes on a weight. It takes on a heft that it did not have when you were just carrying it.
Now you can.
Like it said, like whereas before it felt like you were basically holding like an empty like strap of various bits of fabric. Now like this feels like there's stuff in these pouches. It didn't feel like that before.
We're like rushing up to the pouch. Like, how are you going to open those pouches?
Check the pouches. Maybe there's something in here we can use.
Let's try to like. I'm gonna get to the pilot seat first. Somebody else can help you with that.
You're the only one with opposable thumbs.
I know. I'm the one. And I'm the only one that flew this thing.
Look, just
fine.
Hear me
okay.
out for a second.
I'm reaching. I'm open. Going.
But would it be the worst thing to fly through that portal?
Well, that's what I asked. Should we just rush ahead?
I mean,
go faster so we don't get chomped.
Well, no, but I mean, it's like we know that this wizard has one of the items.
Yeah, that's what I suggested.
I like this plan.
Just go fast.
The wizard won't expect us to do this.
I mean, that's fingers crossed. Let's see if we can actually increase the speed of this bucket of bolts.
So do you see anything in any of the pouches?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. This particular item, because you're using it, this is an artifact, and you can use it to effectively create an advantage by drawing something out of one of the pouches. It's basically like a once per session stunt generator that gives you a free create an advantage for a particular thing that you could reasonably pull out of that pouch.
It's like a bag of 1,000 gimmicks.
Exactly.
Felix the cat's bag of magic tricks.
Now the tricky part is these pouches are can only contain something roughly the size of a human hand. That's how big each of the pouches is. So anything you can basically pick out, it's about the size of a human hand. Yeah, well, yes, there is one in there.
It's exactly actually what Lionel needs right now, because then he would have the thumbs he needs.
GB, didn't the Gauntleteer at one time start experimenting with hyperfuel fuel sources?
I believe he did, yes.
Like some sort of pellet-based thing to...
Would you like for me to check your pockets for this, Mr. Lionel?
Well, it sure as heck could fit in one of these things, couldn't it?
Yep, I like awkwardly like finagle one of your pockets open with my big robot graspers.
I was just gonna say, Lionel, that's gonna be real awkward when we need that to access that in a pinch.
So,
but Mr. Lionel is quite portable.
He's got graspers. Therefore, it's not a problem for him to do it in a pinch.
No. Well played. Approve.
So GB can draw out one of these. Can draw out an item to create an advantage. Lionel, what would one of these power pellets create an advantage to do?
It would provide a temporary burst of significant speed. Basically like, hitting the nitrous system in a drag strip car, in a funny car.
Okay. So I think to take advantage of this power pellet, somebody's going to have to get it into the fuel tank. This thing is currently like almost vertical as it's being drawn into this great opening, like, nimbus of energy mouth thing. So that's going to be tricky. Who's going to try and get that to the fuel tank? Yeah. Who's going to try and get to the fuel tank?
I feel like I might be able to, I don't know, maybe finesse my way up there with some of my my cybernetic limbs.
Right, and technically it's down there now because the ship is almost vertical. The fuel is like towards the back where the engine propeller stuff is. So you've got to basically crawl down there without falling out, which is the tricky part right now.
Yeah,
So I think you could. I think at this point probably you'd have to carefully do this, but you also might be able to quickly do it because it's going to take physical coordination as well as being careful to get back there. So either careful or quick could work for the approach here.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with careful. I think that I'm just really trying not to fall because that fall would hurt.
Understandable.
That's 6.
Okay. Well, I think
real good.
that you do that and you do it spectacularly well because the difficulty would have been 2. So yeah. All right. You basically clamber down to the little fuel tanks. You take this little palm-sized pellet and basically open up the tank and stuff it in, and it has an effect. Effectively, it's a hyperfuel advantage that somebody can tag to get this airship to do something. Nabah, since you are the person that is currently, yeah. What do you?
We don't need to go through all the rigmarole of it, do we?
No, just what do you want to do?
Oh, I hit the what's like those boat things of the full ahead type thing. It's like right as you pop it in, and it's like a rescue ranger's balloon just like went super fast.
Okay, so
dodge the little teeth.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll for the bad guy who's trying to do this, and you will roll to try to avoid it. Now I'm gonna roll her roll first, so you know what you've got to beat. Okay. Because I've already spent my last fate point in this exchange to bring her in.
Yep.
So
flat rolls.
And she gets to roll her flashy approach with this because it's flashy. She's super good at being flashy. She's a sorceress. That's her game, right? But she rolled pretty badly. So that's a 3 total. All you got to beat is a 3.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. All right.
I think you got it. The villain's luck has run out. So you got that fuel pellet, which
everyone strap
+2.
in to something.
So you got the fuel pellet that gives you another +2. So that's a total of 7, right?
7, right? So
you succeeded with style. So I think you basically you are basically able to, as this maw portal stretches out to basically swallow this new airship that you have. That fuel boost gives you the ability to just swing wide, and when the mouth tries to close, like it closes just where you guys were. And you hear this shriek of frustration through that mystical portal as Miliv loses uses up her power to close. Yes,
because like you said, it was a portal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so our intention was actually to go through it just to avoid the teeth.
Oh, okay. So you actually want to go through the portal and hope to get to wherever she was going, but not be
undamaged.
not be destroyed.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, then that's what you
makes
do.
the journey much faster.
Okay, then that's
I'm
what
like,
you do. Basically, you basically power your way through it. The teeth clamp shut behind the airship, and you burst out into this entirely different landscape / skyscape. You're not in New Gauntlet City anymore.
We were in it before.
Well, I mean, you're not in that city zone. Like,
okay.
whereas before you were like kind of in that general area. Because Wellspring was kind of on the outskirts of the old remnants of New Gauntlet City. So, what about this new space, Nabah, brings to your mind your visit to Zealandia?
Ooh,
What do you see immediately that tells you, oh hell, this is Zealandia?
Oh yeah, there's a so you got it's like a weird Mickey Mouse has Pluto as a pet dog, yet Goofy's also a dog type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got like the intelligent dino people and the unintelligent dinosaurs that are like they're beasts of burden type thing.
Okay, so you see like on the ground below, you see this running these
so like
these
there's
people,
a pterodactyl man.
People.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
a pterodactyl man riding a pterodactyl.
That swoops
like,
past
you have wings. Why aren't you doing it yourself? It's like, no, this is civilized.
And that means he doesn't have to work. I mean, flying is work.
Yeah.
You terrestrial types don't understand how much work goes into that. So you see the pterodactyl man riding the giant pterodactyl as he swoops and basically screaming curses as your airship almost knocks into him.
Yeah, it's okay, guys. I know these people. I'm friends with them. Get away, bug. Because there's no windshield, so there's lots of bugs flying in now.
Well, you're high enough up right now to where you're only getting a few random bugs coming in, I think. But like you,
oh god,
you're in Zealandia now, and you've got one angry like pterodactyl rider swooping off to your left, and off in the distance, you see that telltale sign of that fortress that Miliv basically builds wherever she sets up shop. That sort of thing that she grows with her evil magic. What describe the big comic panel we see as you see that thing off in the distance?
Oh, it's like a giant like palace built out of like one giant tree.
Okay, is it like a sprawling tree, like like an elm tree or something, or like one that sort of just branches way out, or is it something that goes straight with like a sequoia?
A weeping willow type thing. It's like
Okay, so it's sort of
it's like just spread out over everything. It's like the
and it's got all these little hanging branches that just sort of are almost like a defensive perimeter kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's see, GB. You're looking out on this. What and Lionel and Norgar, you see that pterodactyl person swoop by, riding a larger pterodactyl. You probably see a couple of other folks like that out in the distance, and you see that giant, like enormous, like weeping willow tree structure. Kind of out of that broken front window.
Oh, I do hope they practice better hygienic practices than Mr. Thrakk.
I mean, they're pretty civilized around here. But... Yeah.
How do I get wings?
I don't know. How did you become a capybara?
It just kind of happened.
Well, maybe it'll just kind of happen.
I could be a winged capybara, though. I mean,
Yeah. That's true.
pretty cool place you got here.
It's not.
Could do without the evil wizard, though.
It's not my place. It's just my friend's place. Yeah, she didn't like the W word. She's a sorceress.
Okay.
Respect.
Trying to use a gender neutral term. Just
It's fair. Understand.
trying to be respectful.
Yeah, she sucks though. She sucks real bad. But she's got something we need. So, Norgar, are you okay? I saw that you sort of went let loose earlier. You doing fine?
Oh yeah, it happens sometimes. You know how it is.
Yeah. Do you need to talk about it? Do you need because we literally just went through a lot.
Yeah. I don't know that talking about it's gonna get me a lot of answers. It's I gesture to my legs. It's this thing. I think that there's really only one person that can get me those answers.
It's always good to have a friend to talk to, though.
I think Norgar kind of narrows their bug eyes at you.
Or a sibling.
Yeah. Don't these siblings also fight?
I mean, I've got that relationship with Lionel. I don't need it with you.
Hey, I don't fight with you. I just argue.
It's the same thing.
Trust me, it very much is not, as Thrakk can tell you.
That's true. You would lose a lot more.
Hey.
You you hear this sort of gasping, choking noise from behind you, and you see Jack sort of climbing out from behind one of those overturned seats in the back, going, "What the hell is that?"
Jack!
Which that?
And he's pointing out the window, and of course, you guys now have I mean, if it could be an escort if it didn't look sort of vaguely hostile, like flight of pterodactyl people.
I'm waving to them. Like, how's it going?
Let's see. Let me see if would most of them know you by sight, do you think? Or would you have to identify yourself?
A lot of them might. But
Okay.
I mean, it would be hard to see in the cab of the Zeppelin.
Yeah,
It's
you got a big
me,
broken
Napa.
You've got a big broken window, so if you walk up to the broken window and wave out, they might be able to see you.
Yeah, I wave, I shout to them. Are you
And
guys okay?
They sort of swoop in close and try to look there, and they just,
Jesus Christ.
What are you? What is this, Naba? What is? Where did this thing come from? And they're sort of saying this as they sort of swoop by, because they can't really hover. Pterodactyls can't hover for anything. So they have to say this in passing as they swoop past and then circle back around and swoop back in, because they're not birds. They can't hover. So they're having to swoop in and out and just, what is this thing?
It's an
Where did it go?
airship.
Where'd you come from?
The place.
What?
Can't remember its name. When did she get here?
How are things?
Better than you're doing, I guess. Do you want to land? Do you want us to
Yeah.
land? I don't know
Well-
how to land.
Okay. There's nowhere for us to land in this thing. Looks unstable. And basically that they're just, as they swoop past, they get like maybe half a sentence out each time as they sort of have to careen back and forth.
Okay. Does anyone know how to land one of these things, or should we just charge that castle? Because
I've
lady
always
there
just
sucks.
crashed it before. I mean, look, we could crash it into the castle. 2 birds with 1 stone.
That's what I'm thinking. Let's Hey, you got care if we crash into the tree?
No, but it's tougher than it looks.
I like those odds.
We've tried to, and basically they relate to you that they've tried to invade this thing a couple of times because it just showed up in the middle of their territory, and Sargon has led a couple of raids against it. And basically, as you get close, like the tree itself will attack you, and then she's got other monsters in there that she sends out if you manage to get past the tree.
I think our idea is like, let's have it set on full steam ahead, but we're like ready to jump out and jump on the backs of some my tarot friends to get to safety.
Okay, I mean, they're let's see.
Try to blow a hole past some defenses.
We'll try and get word to Sargon and see if we can help back and forth. And so a couple of them basically swoop off in kind of a southwesterly direction. Presumably going to try and contact Sargon and see if they can, bring some additional help to bear on this. And the rest of them basically will stay with you, but they say, we don't know. I mean, who we can help there. Each of these can maybe carry like 1 passenger of roughly humanoid size and weight. Anything heavier than that, not so much.
So we look to GP and like,
Yeah, I was thinking that was going to be a problem.
like, how much do you weigh?
But we do know that GB has a little jump pack, so you might be able to kind of, you might be able to use that to kind of break a fall.
Oh, wait, I know. Let's reach into the pouches and pull out like a little parachute. That's one of those expanding things.
A micro shoot. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, we've used the free stunt for this session to get you the power pellet.
I don't have any points. Damn it.
Yeah. You can still spend fate points to use it, but like you get 1 free one per session, as long as you've got that thing in your possession. If anybody else wants,
does anybody have any base points?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I have a fate point.
Okay. Whoever wants to reach in there and grab that thing can spend a fate point to pull out a parachute for GB if they need it.
I'll spend it, and we just sort of see as the rest are flying about, just like GB just rolling off and going like thwump, and then just like as the parachute expands above them.
And the parachute, like, because it's from the Gauntleteers, the gritty Iron Age Gauntleteer, like it's got like the Gauntleteer symbol, but it's also got some sort of skull motif on it with it. Let's see, Lionel, you came up with the pouches thing. What is this? What is the gritty Punisher style Gauntleteer logo look like? Like, it's obviously going to have something to do with the gauntlet. Maybe a skull or something. Like how does this logo look as this parachute expands and then we see the comic panel that shows the gritty, grim and gritty Gauntleteer of the worst of the 90s?
first of all, the logo has pouches. And it isn't just that it has like this kind of broken, cracked skull logo on it. It's that this broken, cracked skull logo is itself on a jet black gauntlet that looks like some sort of really messed up Daedric armor. So,
okay, so the
it's on
gauntlet
this
itself looks
black
kind of demonic
demonic
gauntlet kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's all spikes and blades and just, it's like the worst set of brass knuckles you ever met combined with the worst set of steak knives you ever met, all glued onto a gauntlet with a bleeding broken skull on it.
So
That
this
still
kind
somehow
of looks.
pouches.
Okay, so the maybe the border has pouches. There's a border around this sort of demon.
Like it would be a skull and crossbones, but the crossbones are actually crossed pouches. Like
I'm thinking
Bandoliers.
about what maybe the Witchblade gauntlet might have looked like if like Rob Liefeld had drawn it. Is that kind of the picture that you're thinking of here?
But with more spikes and blades and such. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so that's the logo on top of that parachute as in that comic panel as we see GB sort of floating down into the canopy of this dense subtropical, not quite tropical forest. And the pterodactyl folks, they will carry you guys. They're not going to try to fly into this tree because this tree, they've tried that before and it did not work out well. But we're going to try and see what you guys want to do with kind of crashing this airship into the tree and see what that does. I'm presuming the way you've described it, Nabah, that you want to basically create an opening for you to get into the tree fortress. Is that fair?
More or less.
Okay, it sounds like that would be a create an advantage here. Basically, you're creating a detail that other folks can take advantage of as well as you. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you think you're doing this here? Are you looking at? Are you kind of carefully plotting out like how you got to approach this, or what do you think?
I think it's pretty forceful.
Okay.
Right. Like, we're just gonna plow right in.
Okay. So roll your forceful approach, and let's see about how we do create this advantage. And
not gonna go well, I'm sure, but bam, a 1. All right.
Well, let's see, because my luck, my bad guy luck can't keep going the way it's been going. Let's see. I think she's basically going to have to oppose you with forceful because it only makes sense. Flashy's not going to really work here. Well, you get a boost. So they rolled Miliv's defense rolled a 1. So
do you have to name boosts? I know it's like a one and done thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, just for narrative purposes, just so how it looks, you can basically put like burning hole in the.
I think it's like we've seen an opening in the defenses, but like once that gets exploited, it'll be gone forever.
Yeah, she's going to be regrowing this. She's going to try and regrow it as soon as you smash through it. So that's why it's temporary, I guess.
Yeah. Yep.
So you've got a hole smashed in there. So basically, that gives you that lets you guys get into the fortress. I think that's a good. But it won't, because it's just a boost. It won't allow the dino-riders to get in there. Like it's just going to be you all. Does that sound reasonable?
I like those odds. One of my aspects is going to get changed to I like those odds.
Hey, I love a good quote aspect. Their catchphrases are some of the best ones I've ever seen. So, okay, what you guys are crashing this thing in. So, what does it look like when this Zeppelin, this big airship that you guys have now leaped out of and or flown out of or jumped out of? what does it look like when it crashes into this sort of protective canopy of weeping willow style branches and oversized leaves? What does it look like when it crashes in there? Is it a big explosion, or is it just like a big wreckage that just sort of chunks in there and creates this big it's a hole for you guys to climb through before the tree regrows and just sort of crushes this thing to bits?
I feel like I've talked a lot, so let's have some of the other players make up
Okay,
what's
let's
happened.
see the crash that we've got this thing. What does this crash look? Is it going to be a big explosion? Is it going to be like just a big impact, like if you just basically wrecked ran a ship aground? Like, what does this look like? Let's see, GB. What? Give me a detail as to how what you think might happen here. Is this a fiery explosion crash, or is this basically a ship running aground crash?
I think that there's this initial moment where it's this kind of ship running aground, but then it hits it hits the flying with blimp, and I think that's when things burst into flame, and it starts to rain down with fiery wreckage.
Okay, so it hits, and it looks like it's just going to be stuck there, and then it starts to explode.
Yeah.
Is that okay? All right, Norgar, how do you guys make it through there before that flaming wreckage collapses down on you as you're trying to scramble into this fortress?
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of us probably as soon as we end there was the big initial crash. I think it's a 1, 2, 3, and we jump out of the window that was there, and then try to gracefully land. I don't know how graceful it is for some more than others.
Well, you've got the dino-rider assistant, so basically they can sort of help you, sort of airdrop you into the right place if you want to do that. Either any of those methods could be fine. The dino-riders just can't go in with you. They're the pterodactyls. They're not willing to sacrifice their pterodactyls to make it into that hole, but they'll dive. They'll swoop drop you into the opening if you guys want them to do that.
Okay, yeah.
GB, you're just going to have to parachute through, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
Lionel, do you get the pterodactyl airdrop, or do you decide to, or do you do some sort of Lionel trick to get in there?
I feel like not doing some sort of Lionel trick would just be a waste.
Yeah, you got to go for it here. I mean, this is just narrative here. There's no fate points needed. This is just show us how it looks as Lionel does some sort of special metamaterial trick to get themselves into this little space.
I think I actually condense into a significantly heavier material. So I kind of shrink, but in the process of doing so, it's kind of like Ant-Man being able to throw a punch that, because there's so little surface area to hit with, hits a lot harder. And so basically I just go barreling through this thing, bounce around inside a little bit, but because I'm so almost impossibly dense, it really doesn't do much to me. And then if it were a cartoon, I would just blow on my imaginary thumb and puff right back up to my normal size. But since this is actually supposed to be somewhat realistic, I just gradually increased my normal size.
Okay, so basically you become like a little capybara bullet that just smashes its way through the
I am a cappy bullet. Yes.
Cappy bullet. And once you get inside, basically, as you tumble, we would see Lionel slowly recovering their normal size and density as they sort of roll to a stop.
Indeed.
Okay, that is both awesome and adorable. And let's see, Norgar, did you want to do the pterodactyl drop, or did you want to do some sort of special acrobatic like mantoid trick to get into this opening?
I I think some combination thereof. I think that there's that initial like drop, but then like I think that there's like a shot of like just this shadow of like a mantoid body and then like just legs. And it's just a silhouette as like they come down and kind of land silently.
Now, do you still have like the mantoid, like the vestigial wings that might let you sort of slow your descent, or are you just sort of catching yourself on these bits and pieces of wreckage and vines and such to swing down?
Yeah, I think that I have wings. They don't do much though. They're just kind of there. But yeah, I think that they could probably slow the descent a little bit. But yeah.
Okay, so basically you sort of get there kind of in the area you need, and you use your wings to sort of slow yourself down as you're coming in through that wreckage made opening. Okay. All right. You guys come to a space just as this willow tree starts to tear apart the wreckage, and I think that's when it blows up, right? As the tree's trying to basically reform its outer protective layer, it starts to tear and wrench at that Zeppelin, and it hits the fuel tank, and it hits the engine, and boom, that thing explodes behind you, and we get a cool comic book panel of you guys entering this fortress with this explosion happening behind you from this destroyed Zeppelin, entering this fortress. And we're about 10 minutes close to time, so I think that's a good kind of last comic panel for this issue, is you guys basically doing the slow, explosion in the background walk into Miliv, the sorceress's fortress here. If you guys are okay, like, would you guys be able to do a few stars and wishes after we wrap up, and kind of get us in a spot where I can kind of get an idea of where we want to go next time? That'd be cool. All right. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to stop our recording here for the night. Thanks everybody for watching, and we will pick up with this next week. And see how the encounter with Miliv and her evil fortress goes. Good night, everybody.